Hi everyone! Welcome back to another week of STEMpower. This week we'll be learning about the human body. The fun fact of the week is that your fingernails grow 4 times as fast as your toenails. We will be learning about the human body through 3 activities: the heart rate exercise, a nutrient relay race, and an activity called Serve Yourself. The first activity is the heart rate exercise. You will not need any materials for this exercise. You will begin by taking your resting heart rate. To find this, you will place your index finger and middle fingers onto your wrist like I'm doing here. The place that you should feel a pulse is called the radial artery. Next, set a timer for 60 seconds. Count how many times your pulse beats during this time. This is called the resting heart rate. Write this number down somewhere so you don't forget it. Then, set a timer for 2 minutes. You should do jumping jacks for the entire time without stopping. After the 2 minutes are over, you should run back and forth through the room 6 times. This is a lot of exercise, and after it's done, immediately set a timer for 60 seconds again. You will take your pulses by placing 2 fingers on your wrist again. Now, when you write down your second number that you got, you should have 2 numbers. The first one is a resting heart rate, and the second one is the heart rate immediately after exercise. A few of you should compare your answers or your numbers and share with the rest of the group. What did you observe? What changed and how? Did it increase, decrease, or stay the same after exercise? From these numbers, what do we think exercise does to our heart rate? Discuss. Why is it important for us to consistently get exercise into our daily routines? Why does exercise increase our heart rate? Exercise is important for us to improve our cardiovascular or heart health. It is also important to help us boost our endurance, muscle strength, and allow our body to transport oxygen and other nutrients to our muscles. When you exercise, you have more energy to do daily tasks and other things, and are generally more happy. Exercise is super good for the brain as well. When you exercise, your brain releases hormones called endorphins and other hormones as well besides endorphins. This helps you stay positive and happy and also keep your brain healthy. The second activity is the nutrient relay race. For this activity, you will need 2 stopwatches, 2 printed copies of the food tables that are cut up, 2 printed copies of the food and nutrient signs that are cut up as well. Before we get started, it is important to learn about the different food and nutrient groups. There are different food groups, like fruits, like apples, vegetables, like carrots, dairy, like milk, and protein, like eggs, as well as grains, like bread. There are also different nutrient groups, such as carbohydrates, like bread, which give us energy, fat, like oils, which help us absorb vitamins, protein, like beans, which helps us prepare and build muscle, and finally vitamins, like vitamin C from oranges, which help us stay healthy and fight off infections. Now you should know about the different food and nutrient groups. You will split into 2 teams and participate in a relay race in which you will compete with the other team to see who can most quickly and accurately categorize the foods into their categories. First, put the 5 food group labels, which are the fruits and grains, etc., on the ground and line them up in a row on one side of the room. Each team should do this. We aren't going to use the nutrients just yet, so set those aside. Then you will make a single file line on the opposite side of the room. Each team will do this. The pieces of food should be placed on the ground in front of each line. The first person in the line will grab a piece of food and run to the other side of the room where the signs are located. You will place this food into its appropriate category and then run back and high-five the second person in line. After the next person in line is tagged, this person will pick up another food and put it in its appropriate category. And then we will repeat this until all pieces of food are used up. When the game begins, start 2 stopwatches, 1 for each team. You should compete to see who can complete the race most quickly and accurately. When the first team finishes, your instructor should go to the signs and check the students' work. For every piece of food that is incorrectly placed, you will get 3 seconds added to your time. There may be more than one correct answer. For example, tofu is both dairy and protein. Even if one team has finished, the other team should keep going. You may be able to beat that team that finished first if their answers are incorrect. Repeat the game one more time, but try to beat your previous time as well as the other team. At the end, whichever team has the shortest time from both rounds is the winner. But the most important thing to remember is that you want to learn about the food groups. You will then play different versions of the game by placing food group labels with the nutrient group labels. Once you've replaced the food group labels with the nutrient group labels, you can play this again. After you are done, help clean up the labels and food pieces. Discuss. What is the importance of eating carbohydrates? What are some examples of carbohydrates? Do you know any useful foods that you can eat while you're sick? Carbohydrates are one of the most important macronutrients because they are a primary source of fuel that our bodies rely on to stay active and energized. In general, when carbohydrates are digested, they are broken down and converted into glucose, which is a form of sugar, which also serves as a source of energy for our brain, muscles, and other cells in our body. Some example foods containing carbohydrates are oatmeal, bread, cereal, and crackers. To answer the second question of what foods you should eat when you are sick, it is important to remember to consume foods with vitamin C, like oranges and lemons, because they have flavonoids that help improve our immune systems. In addition, hot beverages such as chamomile and ginger tea have natural compounds that fight bacteria, which are useful to ease sore throats and stuffy noses. Hot teas are also a comforting way to stay hydrated while easing symptoms related to the flu or common cold. The third activity is called Serve Yourself. For this activity, you will need paper and colored pencils or markers. In this activity, you will use the information you learned in the relay race to create your own meals. You will each get a sheet of white paper and colored pencils. Draw a large circle on the front and back of your papers. This will be our plate. You can also add a rectangle on the upper right corner to be an additional beverage or condiment. Now it is time to draw your meals. You should choose from 2 of the following meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. One meal should go on the front and the other should go on the back side. Try to use all the food groups and nutrient groups. It is important to fuel your bodies by giving it a diverse range of foods. Without enough nutrients, your bodies would not function optimally and you may not feel energized, and you might feel tired instead. You will have about 10 to 15 minutes to draw and color in your meals. When you are finished, you can share your drawings and explain the choices you made. Why did you choose those foods and what nutrients do they provide? Discuss. Why is it important for us to eat a balanced diet? How many meals should you eat a day? If you were to have an ideal meal, what would it look like? Remember to include as many food groups as possible. When we have a balanced diet, we are able to incorporate a variety of nutrients into our bodies. Different nutrients play different roles. For example, calcium from milk and yogurt make our bones strong and prevent osteoporosis. Vitamin A, which is found in carrots, makes our eyes and skin strong and healthy. This broad range of nutrients allows individual components of our body as a whole to function efficiently and stay effective. It is important to eat all 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your meal plan can include anything you'd want to eat, as long as you're eating healthy. For example, for me, my ideal breakfast would be some scrambled eggs, toast, avocado, and yogurt and juice. What did you learn today? What do you still want to learn about? I hope you enjoyed this week's activities with STEMpower. Have a nice day. Bye.